Hello and welcome to CXO Mantra Budget Special. Today we have Amit Lakhotia with us, founder and CEO of Park Plus. Hello Amit, welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
For starters, please tell us what are your expectations from Modi 3.0 government?
I think there are a lot of expectations from budget as usual. From a consumer point of view, we would want the consumer to have more money in his hand to spend.
Right.
Like finally the economy will grow when the consumer spends and then everything rolls on. So that is one point of thing. The second point of view is around the GST and the taxation part. Like cars are no more luxury.
Right.
So how do you reduce the burden of taxation, because some part of this can't be passed on back to the consumer part.
Correct.
And the third part is around the regular stuff, which is around, for example, EV subsidies and so on and so forth. As we move towards that side,
Right.
how do we make sure that those subsidies continue and benefit? Over a period of last 3 to 5 years, these subsidies have held in building a very, very strong ecosystem
Correct.
around EV. This needs to probably continue for some more time from a consumer point of view to drive adoption.
So do you expect it to be a populist budget or a budget which is more focused towards growth? And do you think it will cater to the middle class of the country?
I think if you look at last few years budget, I think one of the thesis has always been to make sure that it's fiscally responsible.
Correct.
There are some SOPs that gets offered. This time obviously the middle class would want their number to get some SOPs.
Yes.
So I would assume that it's going to be a mix, but things around taxation part, things around the spend part, that is something as a business owner, as a consumer, both I would expect that to come.
Right. So the speculations are that the government may prioritize tax cuts over increased welfare spending in the July budget. What's your take on it?
It's very hard to forecast at our level, but if you look at it, it has been last few years, there hasn't been any reduction in the slabs, etc.
Right.
So maybe every few years, what we have seen over a period of time, last 20 years experience have taught us that as you reduce taxes,
Right.
the compliance around taxes improves significantly, the money that the government gets increases significantly, drives consumption.
Right.
So at some point of time, like every few years, some tax cuts are always useful.
Lastly, what are the expectations of the auto industry from the budget?
From auto point of view, as I said, the cars are now a necessity. It's
Correct.
not a luxury item, like going from point A to point B.
Correct.
It requires the cars. So gradually the idea is, one of the things is like how do the taxation part comes down. Secondly, like we would like to have the consistency in the EV policy,
Right.
which would mean that a lot of people have put in a lot of money around EV part, around scrapping part, etc.
Correct.
That becomes consistent.
Right.
These are the two things I think where consistency of policy would be on.
Thank you for being with us. That was Amit from Park Plus. Keep watching Zee Business.